Yeah, it's already recording actually.
Oh.
That's how I do it. That's how I do this shit, man.
Let's talk about this PAX South podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, the Breakfast Club.
We're getting sued. Welcome back to the Rektfast Club podcast. Live here from PAX South in San Antonio, Texas, and by that I mean Philip's dining room.
Yeah.
Yep, we have all of the gaming news you could ask for.
Yeah, just look at these D&D resource books that are propping up the microphone right now to help absorb a little bit of the sound.
Or this cup of McDonald's sweet tea.
Product placement.
Not really.
I mean, if we wanted like a live report from PAX South, we could just call up Royal right now.
Yeah, we could. We could call Royal.
We could.
What we're getting at is that none of us went to PAX South.
I was going to go to PAX South, but I didn't because I had plans and then I didn't.
And I was going to buy your ticket, but then I didn't.
But then he didn't, so I sold it to Royal.
And then I got messages from you and Royal going, hey, can you make sure that he gets this? And I'm like, okay. And then I come home one day and it's there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you were at work, so I just dropped it off. I just stopped by there, hung out with Jess for a little bit, played with the cats, and put the thing on the counter.
Which happened to be also my uncle's birthday party.
Yeah. That's why I didn't stick around too long. I was like, oh, y'all guys are gonna have family over later, so I'll just go ahead and head out. But anyways, yeah, it's PAX South weekend. We're not at PAX. Drew is, Royal is, other people are. Hunter is. He's working.
Did Lee go?
I don't know if he went. Those are other people that are closely associated with the club members. Yeah, they're on the the Discord. We got a Discord server.
Also, going back to the slip up on the name, that means we just need to have somebody draw us in the Rektfast Club fashion.
That was the idea, but no one's done it yet. Hint, hint.
Yeah, somebody.
Alright, so I guess we can kind of just go around the table real quick and say who we are, just in case anyone hasn't listened to the podcast before and can't recognize our voices. But hi, I'm John. I play games and I watch shows and occasionally read stuff and play games and do nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm John.
What's up, everybody? My name's Chris.
That's not Chris.
No, I'm Noe. I occasionally watch things. I read a lot of comics. I occasionally, very sparsely, play games now. I actually just started playing Yakuza the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A friend brought it over and wanted me to play it. And
that's a long series. There's a lot of games in that.
Yeah. It's fun, though.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. It's a big series.
Hi, I'm Philip, and you may remember me from the last podcast.
But if you didn't watch, what the fuck is wrong with me? I can't speak right now.
John.
If you didn't listen to the last podcast, then you don't know him.
I play a lot of games.
Phil, you need to pull the strings right on John, okay?
Don't pull my strings.
I don't want to pull anything.
I got no strings.
I play a lot of games, a lot of tabletop games, a lot of board games, a lot of games.
No strings on me.
That's about it.
He's a resident tabletopper.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
So it's been a while since the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Running up on a month actually, because the last time we did it was just after the release of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So there's been stuff that's going on in the nerdy world, but there's also stuff going on with us individually. So what's some of the stuff that we've been doing since the last time we recorded?
I have done not much of anything. I actually been trying to catch up on movies from last year. I watched Wonder Woman and the Justice League. I don't know if... those were recently, like 2 weeks ago. Wonder Woman was great. I liked it. Yeah. Enjoyed it. I still have to watch Thor. Justice League was a movie.
Yeah.
No, I felt that movie had a lot of good parts, but put them together and they just didn't work out.
The biggest takeaway I took from that movie is they actually got the personalities right.
Yeah. For
like all of the characters, like they finally stopped doing the brooding Superman.
Yeah, it was just a lot
Spoilers.
of.
He's in the trailers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a lot of. I don't know how you say it. I guess it hit a bunch of the spots that would have been cool. Like I would have loved to see more of Atlantis.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
You get like a small 5-minute window of it, and that's it.
That's where the Falcons are from.
Yeah, of each character. Yeah, exactly. You just see a lot of You don't see any of the Flash, which I know they wanted to avoid, like how he got his superpowers and all that stuff, but just the Flash, he joins. Cyborg, I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, they kind of could have touched back on Cyborg's like origin because they barely touched at it at all in Orphan Fight.
Other than that, I've been playing. I picked up Mario and Rabbids. I just beat that actually. That's actually a really fun game.
So fun that he's already going back through it.
And yeah, I've started going back through it, and when you do a map, you get fair, good, or perfect. There might be one lower than that. I don't know. I never got anything lower than fair. And I'm just trying to go back and get all perfects and all secret maps and all the collectibles and stuff. It's really fun. There's a bunch of challenges and everything. It was about 30 hours of gameplay, and then probably, I don't know how long it's going to take me to go back and 100% everything, but it's really fun. Yes, it has rabbits. Yes, it's funny, goofy, and kind of weird, but
Goofy's in it too?
No.
Oh.
It was really good. I like that type of game. I like tactic type of games, so...
I've been meaning to jump on like the XCOM train.
Yeah.
I've heard XCOM is fantastic.
I picked it up I think I got it like $20 off, so it was only $39.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to get it, I don't know if I would pay full price. Maybe, I don't know. If the DLC, I think they're coming out with DLC too. We'll get to that later. But yeah, it was a really good game. I'm about to start playing Horizon. I'm trying to catch up on everything: movies, games, comics. I haven't actually read a comic in a long time. But yeah, that's what I've been up to other than work.
Cool. Pretty much the same for me here. I've just been trying to catch up on everything, mainly with shows right now and with some animes. I finally decided to go ahead and give Fairy Tail a watch. And surprisingly, Fairy Tail starts off pretty decent so far.
It's weird because you're the second person who I've recently heard started that show that is saying it's pretty alright.
Yeah.
But every other person that I know personally hasn't liked it, so I'm just like...
Yeah,
is there something? What's happening here?
it's because it's one of those things. It starts off like your typical shonen for the first few episodes, and once you get past that, you start getting some character development for not just the main character, but for a lot of the side characters, and they're all really interesting, actually.
That's what I did. Also, they added the last 2 parts of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I decided to watch that show again. In like 2 days, I watched all 50-something episodes.
Brotherhood's so good.
It's so good.
It is.
I don't think anyone can blame you for trucking through that so quickly.
It's so... It might be my favorite.
But nothing will beat the original opening for Fullmetal Alchemist. This is just catchy as all hell.
Nah, I didn't get into it until Brotherhood came out.
Yeah.
That's the one I watched.
If you ever watched the original opening, watch the original opening from just Fullmetal Alchemist. It's actually like the best opening theme for Fullmetal Alchemist.
I've watched plenty of anime, not a lot, but plenty of anime, and I swear, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, it doesn't matter how many times I watch that.
It's just a good watch.
I will tear up every time.
Yeah.
Several episodes, obviously spoilers, but Mayhew's death, just the end, just there's
and
so
then
many episodes.
what's his name's daughter? Just even that, that when I first saw that in the original,
I
was freaking livid.
I wasn't just sad, I was like mad.
Yeah.
That show really pulls on their strings. Anyways, sorry I interrupted.
No, you're good.
Don't you want a puppy that calls you by name though?
God no. But yeah, I've been watching Fairy Tail. I've been watching Food Wars. Food Wars is ridiculous.
Of course.
And it's great. Food Wars is just great. Also, you need to watch that with a full stomach because it'll make you hungry.
Yeah, it is a food porn.
Yeah. It seriously is food porn. So, but
in more than one sense of the word.
But. Exactly.
I mean, it's not like super explicit, but I mean, in more than one sense of the word.
It's an anime.
It's an anime.
But I've been doing that. I actually haven't read anything recently. I just picked up volume 5 of Nova. I need to read that right now.
Right now, right this minute.
Not this minute.
Oh.
I do have it in my bag, I think. But volume 8 of Miss Marvel and Saga just dropped.
Did volume 8 already drop?
Oh, and I already ordered it, so.
Okay, I need to go pick it up.
So I got those coming in. I'm gonna read those. And as far as games, I don't think I've completed any of the games that came out the past year.
You definitely haven't completed the games you borrowed from me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay because we are friends.
I mean, I can always give them back.
That's okay because we are friends. I'm probably going to take one of them back, honestly. I've had a hankering to replay both of them. And I need something to tide me over until a game that's coming out soon, but...
Yeah.
What, in 2 weeks, Monster Hunter?
Yeah, I'm also really excited for Fighter Z.
That's out on the same day. Beta's open right now.
It's not Fighter Z, isn't it pronounced Fighters?
Fighters.
Is it Fighters or Fighters?
I believe I heard it was Fighters.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters instead of Fighter Z.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Just
okay.
I think that's how it is pronounced, but I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And John?
So what has happened to me in the last month? So, Star Wars was a thing. Star Wars for me continued to be a thing. While in the lead up to the movie, I was going through the audiobook for Bloodline, which is it's what's happening with Leia leading up to the events of Force Awakens. So it's like 5 or 6 years before, and it does shed some light on some stuff. Good writer. I like that writer now because this is the second book I've gone through by her, Claudia Gray. She also did Lost Stars, which is a tale of a rebel and Imperial soldier who. So you see both viewpoints of them leading up through the rebellion, and it's really cool.
Might have to.
And then Star Wars continued to be a thing beyond that because I'm now going through the audiobook of From a Certain Point of View, which is a bunch of short stories going through basically throughout the entire franchise, where you get like other viewpoints of little characters you didn't know were there, but they were part of the story.
Well, I have to get some of these audiobooks because it's on my commute.
Yeah. It's really good for the commute. That's the main reason I did that. Other stuff that's going on for me, I did get back into Overwatch. The emergence of Overwatch League kind of helped that, as did the event that was going on. What else have I done? I felt like I put together some of this stuff beforehand. Oh yeah, that's right. I renewed a D&D campaign that I've been in for the last 9 years of my life. Granted, 4 of those years, there was a community of 4 of those years. We were taking breaks from actually playing the campaign, but we got back into that. I've fallen into D&D pretty hard now. While we were waiting for Noe to come over here, we were actually like watching D&D streams. I was looking through some of these resource books I hadn't gotten to look into before, looking up new powers and stuff like that. So I've fallen into it.
Just throw me under the bus like that. Or nothing.
What? I just said while we were waiting for you to come over. You know, I didn't say that you were like late or anything like that. I could say now that you were late, and now the world knows that you were late.
Yes, thank you.
See, you could have just left it as is, but no, you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
And defend yourself and just made it worse. But yeah, D&D, Overwatch, Star Wars, additional Star Wars lore and stuff like that. That's pretty much been the majority of what I've been doing. I haven't really been playing much else, but I am very excited for the upcoming Monster Hunter game that comes out in about 2 weeks. And that's probably going to eat up the rest of my life when it does drop. But that's me, pretty much.
Yeah, and let's...
So we can kind of break into other stuff that's been happening over that period of time, I guess.
The other thing I forgot to mention is I got a second cat.
You did get a second cat. I'm not. Yeah, you mentioned the first cat last time, at least. I
have a second cat now, and they're both the most frustrating things I've ever had in my home.
Yeah, I need to get a cat. I had so I got home from work the other day, and a cat followed me up the stairs and took like every step that I took was just like right by my leg. I'm like, I want to take you inside, but you're probably dirty and filthy, and I don't have a litter box or food or anything like that.
That's when you just put like food and water outside.
No, because there's like 4 cats that live outside this complex.
So you don't want those cats. You want this.
I don't want all of the cats.
So what you should have done, you should have brought the cat in, gave him a quick bath, even though they're freaked out.
And then see if he stuck around.
Yeah, and then go grab some stuff.
Anyways, other stuff has been going on just in general related to nerdy things that we enjoy.
First off, we have a terrible thing that happened and should never happen. We had. So let's go ahead and just define what swatting is.
Swatting is when people are a-holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can't handle losing at anything at all.
But it's not just people who lose. It's
basically also just people grieving.
It's basically.
Well, that's true.
They call the SWAT team, the police,
they
of whoever is streaming to their house. Like they somehow find a location. They find their location, which is never give your location out. Like if you're a big time streamer, I guess no one gives their. I don't know. I'm not a big time streamer, but I'm assuming you try not to get your location out because stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
So they gave the location out, or they got the location. They called the SWAT team. The police arrived to the wrong house, and then a guy who had no idea what was going on stepped out,
answers the door, gets blasted,
gets shot,
pretty much
dies. Recently, the guy who called did get charged with manslaughter, which is good.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, now swatting's been going on for a while, and to me, honestly, it's surprising that this is the first reported death of that incident. Like, I'm glad that up until now that nothing like that has happened, but it really shouldn't be happening at all.
Yeah.
And just to make matters worse on this thing is like it not only was it the wrong address, but the dude that was like getting like swatted, randomly gave out an address, and it just so happened, it ended up being a legitimate address where the cops ended up showing up, kind of to avoid the situation of really all he did was deflect it. Not that I'm blaming him, but that's kind of what happened.
Not even a fake address. Just don't give an address.
Just don't give that information out. But also, what started this argument is it's a $1.50 bet.
Yeah, it was $1.50.
It was over $1.50.
And somebody died because of it. Because people are dumb. And I'm surprised swatting is still going just because of people being charged.
Yeah.
Because it's a waste of fucking resources.
Yeah, and they've been pressing charges on anyone that they associate with the act for a while now. But they haven't stopped it, really.
And I've also seen that a lot of streamers have gone to the police like, hey, stuff like this is going to happen. Whatever. You have to go and tell them that. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Well, yeah, because the local police are not all going to be all caught up with everything. They're not going to be aware of this swatting incident. They're going to take every call serious that comes in.
They
because
have to.
Who in their right mind makes that kind of call as a fucking prank? Like, for real.
Yeah. But that did happen, and it's very unfortunate that such a thing still exists in this community or at all, really.
This isn't on our list, but it just reminded me of sticking to streamers. There's a streamer, Dr. Disrespect. I think he won an award.
Yeah.
Yes, he actually recently won an award.
He won an award, but he he plays a crazy character, big sunglasses, fake mustache, everything.
Yeah.
He's always in character. He broke character and came on stream, very serious that he stopped streaming. I don't know if he's back streaming, but he has stopped last month. Yeah. Basically, some personal stuff's gone down, and it sucks to see that happen to someone that has such an outreach. Like he was one of the biggest streamers out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into what happened. That's want to look it up, but it's just crazy that people that you see almost like a celebrity, they're just normal people,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other thing too. Like there's this big veil that people place over themselves and their idols, whether that be like a celebrity, a YouTuber, streamer, whoever, and they for some reason just forget that they're people. Yeah. And just go, fuck you, give me what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you owe me for your free content.
But it was crazy because I was, I don't watch him all the time, but I tuned in and I was like, man, what's going on? He doesn't have his obnoxious costume. The costume, I say costume, is just he's not in character. And then I'm like, oh,
stuff happening.
I mean, it was cool that he relayed to his streamers hey, this is what's happening. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and that's something that's important because sometimes fans can get carried away. Like it's the same thing with Filthy Frank. I don't know if you guys ever keep up with him at all, or at least know of him.
Yeah, apparently he stopped. Recently,
he came out and said that he straight up is having issues and he can't do the character anymore because it's actually causing him harm. So he is going to stop essentially and do his own thing. So, I mean, and his fan base turned around and just bit him in the ass about it.
Yeah,
like really hard, and it's like, guys,
it's a weird thing, but being in the content creator domain, like your fans can make you. They'll take you. They'll build you all the way up there. But I mean, there's a lot of instances where we see them just turn on people for doing a small thing.
It's weird though, because people think it's like, oh, he's a streamer, he makes a lot of money. It's like he still has to pay taxes. He still has to do all this stuff,
and he's still a person.
And this isn't just something he doesn't. I mean, it's work. It's literally work. Some of the Twitch streamers put in 60+ hours. Not just playing the games, but you have to get all the equipment up. You have to do all the other stuff outside the stream to make it look good.
Maintaining the state of mind to keep a stream up for that long and keep it entertaining is not an easy thing.
And I've seen people complain, like, oh, you changed your schedule up, what's going on? Like, because you had a schedule for whatever, and, an hour late or something, and people were just complaining. It's like, geez. Like, they don't owe us anything.
Yeah.
I felt like, I subscribed to him, I donate the $5.
Yeah. No, I mean, they really don't owe
I don't expect
anything.
They entertain me. I think that's worth $5.
Yeah.
If I watch this person multiple times a week, every week, for months, it's like a $5 for entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. I don't think they owe me anything else. I might.
You'd be surprised how many people don't think that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But anyways.
Well, what else? Something, I guess, slightly less sad here.
Well, I mean,
we can
either go slightly less sad or we can continue with that and kind of hit on the other thing you brought up earlier.
Oh, we'll get to that. I think that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's something slightly less sad because it deals with revival here. A Chinese firm has revived the company Madcatz.
I didn't hear about it. So what's Madcatz?
So there's a Chinese firm that basically was involved with the production of their equipment. Mm-hmm. And when Madcatz basically blew up because of the whole, blown money on Rock Band and all the really poor decisions that they've kind of made in the past and weren't able to make up for. The firm came in and kind of just revamped it, so they're producing the content still with the Madcatz brand on it and everything. It's a slimmer line. I think right now it's just the PC products that are coming out, so they haven't quite gotten back to having the controllers and everything. But Madcatz is coming back.
That's pretty cool.
So if you need some cheaper equipment, there is another option coming back into the market. So that's kind of cool.
I'm hoping they make some more Rock Band guitars.
No, they're not.
Rock Band. No, I'm sorry, dude. Rock Band is dead.
Yeah, I know it's dead.
Which sucks. I really enjoyed. I had Rock Band 4. You have Rock Band 4. Yeah. I thought it was cool. I think that it was just too much of a entry point to get a game with multiple
Oh yeah. The price tag on it was just.
Yeah. And honestly, the interest, people think that the interest is there, but the ship was no longer at the dock.
Yeah.
So it was too late in the game for them to come back. That's my personal opinion, but apparently it might be true because that's kind of what it was the final nail in the coffin for Madcatz, and but now they're being revived.
It did well enough, but not enough to keep them from going under. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're a 50-50 publisher on the game and making all the components that are required for it, you're taking a huge risk on that. So, I mean, probably wasn't a smart decision, but it is what it is. They are coming back, though, so we'll see how well they do in the future. Yeah. Maybe there's an improvement on the actual quality of some of this stuff. We'll see soon.
I just added something.
You did just add something. What you got there?
So the Xbox, I was a big fan of the original Xbox huge controller.
The Duke?
Yes, the Duke is awesome.
It was a humongous controller. They're re-releasing it for the Xbox One. I think the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I have they're basically coming out again for the Xbox One. It has to be for the Xbox One. I don't know why I'm thinking. A lot of people hated it because it was too big. They came out with an Xbox Controller S. I don't know what it was called. A smaller controller. I didn't like it. I liked the big one. That was awesome. Other than the wire, the container, the wire thing just always messed up. But it was an awesome controller. It felt comfortable in my hands. I probably won't get this controller anyways because I have 3 Xbox One controllers and I like the Xbox One controllers.
I like the Duke. I like big controllers.
I think I'll just buy the Duke just to have it for when I come over.
I might just do that too. Yeah, because I don't know. You're the only one with the Xbox One. So
yeah, and I think it's not a wireless one. I don't know if it's wired or wireless, but it's cool.
It's a Duke.
They have that one. So Microsoft is. And we want to say on Microsoft, I think Microsoft is also about to do a whole revamp of their achievement system. Again, I'm the only one that has an Xbox at this table, or actually amongst most people that would ever be on this podcast, I'm the only one that has an Xbox One. They're redoing.
You heard it here first. If you have an Xbox One, you're not allowed to be on the podcast.
Get out, Phil.
They get out of my own apartment.
Yeah, who let you back in?
They're revamping the entire achievement system, which is going to be interesting. I want to wait to hear more information about that one. The biggest change since they released the achievement system, which is pretty cool.
My question is, are they going to change that god-awful UI?
They've changed it several times. It's a different one right now, actually.
Oh, yeah?
My Xbox is the one right now, too.
Yeah, every time I come over here, it's a different UI.
Yeah.
I'll probably look at it, because like the very original UI that came out for the Xbox One, like when it first launched, was just trash.
That was. I don't like the PlayStation UI, but I think it's because I'm just not used to it.
You remember the OG Xbox 360 UI?
Oh
remember
my God,
the
yes.
OG Xbox?
I didn't have an OG Xbox.
So the OG Xbox was super green and light green and black, and it was just
and you only had like 4 options.
Yeah.
Anyways,
staying in the video gaming world, the Switch is doing pretty well.
Yes,
doing really well.
It is the fastest selling North American Nintendo console.
I like the note you put there, Wodu.
And I believe it's already outsold the Wii U in Japan.
I would hope so, because this is a way better system than the Wii
U. The Wii U. So a lot of systems that I enjoyed the Wii U and I enjoy the GameCube, but they are terrible as far as selling units. And the Switch is on pace to be one of the top selling gaming systems. Yeah. I think the top is obviously the PS2. PS2 is.
I thought it already outdid PS2 or no?
No. Lifetime.
Oh,
it might have outsold in the first 10 months. I can't. I have to go.
I think that's numbers. What it is.
But the PS2 is by far, and the Game Boy Advance it's in everywhere.
Speaking of which, I still need to go get an Ultra Sun.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they're making a new Game Boy.
Speaking of which, no, I got nothing. What's next on the list? I guess we can stay with the Switch. It's getting
also, no, before we jump into the next part of the Switch, also this is the past 2 months have also been the first months that Xbox has outsold PlayStation on consoles.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know
As a month total?
As a month total.
Okay, because I was going to say for several Black Fridays in a row, it outsold the PS4.
Yeah.
But,
no, but like for December or November and December, it actually outsold it.
And it's funny, the most popular thing to buy on Black Friday was a Nintendo Switch, and it wasn't on sale.
Yeah.
that was funny.
I mean, when is Nintendo ever going to put things on sale? Let's be real.
I mean, to be fair, it is $300. So,
sticking with the Switch, we had
there was a Nintendo Direct Mini recently.
Yeah.
Launched a lot of
15 minutes, a lot of ports.
Yeah, a lot of ports, a lot of older stuff, and that's coming over to Switch.
Yeah, so it
which is good because almost everything announced is like that's something you want to get.
Yeah,
and there's a contingent of people that say the Switch doesn't have games. Yeah. It does have games. It just depends on what you're into. There's definitely options here.
Yeah, so just a quick highlights on a few of the things they did. Mario Tennis Aces, which is pretty cool. They announced a new Kirby. They're going to port.
They look good.
They're going to port the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They're going to port Hyrule Warriors. It's not really a port, more of a combination of the Wii U and the DS one. Their 3DS one, combining them, have everything. They announced a bunch of DLC for Pokken, I think Mario and Rabbids, and a bunch of other stuff. And the biggest thing, they waited to the end. Dark Souls Remastered coming to the Switch.
Which I'm stupid and almost thought that was exclusive. I was like, why is that exclusive? Oh, well, never mind. I'll get it because people are going to probably get it anyways. No, that's for every platform. But they waited for the Nintendo Direct to announce it, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's portable Dark Souls.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that I might actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's why I actually want, because I actually haven't bought Skyrim, actually. I've never beaten Skyrim. Somebody gave me a copy for the 360. And so
I've only bought it 4 times.
So I've been really tempted to buy it for the Switch just because it's portable and I can play it at work when I have downtime.
Mm-hmm. And Dark Souls might change it.
Being able to do that with Dark Souls would be nice. And it's funny you mentioned that with Skyrim, you have so many copies. I, right now, own a digital and physical copy of Dark Souls 1. Altogether, I paid $20 for it. Remastered is coming out at $40, which means if I pick that up on any platform, altogether I would have 3 copies of Dark Souls 1 and only have paid normal retail price.
I think it's pretty cool. They're also doing a Street Fighter. They released some DLC for Mario Odyssey. There's a bunch of other stuff. It was a very short, 15 minutes little mini direct.
But not a lot of nice information.
A lot of information, yeah. The Kirby looked really cool. The multiplayer, the Hyrule Warriors, because I wanted to get Fire Emblem Warriors, but I was like, I don't know. I might look into Hyrule Warriors, maybe just see what
Hyrule Warriors is fun. It looks great. It plays great. It's fun. I liked it. And there's way more characters now than there was when I originally played it.
Yeah, and they have the characters and they're going to introduce, I think, costumes or whatever from the Breath of the Wild. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, get that if you haven't played it before.
What else is there?
What
Next
else?
up? Oh, so we just watched this earlier, and Thursday night. It's a big thing for me. I'm huge into D&D. John is also huge into D&D as well. Noe has played a few times, but Critical Role on the Geek and Sundry channel started their new campaign Thursday nights, and it was amazing. It was awesome. They're just awesome people. I got so excited to watch 8 people sit around and play D&D. That's how crazy. And it peaked at like 100,000+ views on.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was
Twitch.
at work.
Yeah, and they
watch it on Tuesday.
Yeah, and they're gonna come out with the YouTube thing on Tuesday and the podcast on Thursday. So a week behind. And then John and I rewatched it this morning.
Yeah, we were watching it earlier.
So that's really cool. It's Thursday nights on the Geek and Sundry channel at 9 p.m. Central. It's 7-8 people, voice actors, just playing D&D, and it's got such an amazing following that within minutes of people telling their character and kind of what they look like, there was fan art, and people. Yeah. There are so many talented people looking at the fan art. Made me love love them even more. Not just the characters, like in general. There's such a huge fan base on it. It's
amazing.
Really cool.
Matt Mercer, DM of the year every year ever.
Yeah, he's awesome. We watched it again, and
I need to watch it.
He can sync up. He was able to sync up his storytelling with the music he was playing, and I was like, how do you do that? Every time he would get into a huge thing, the music would just instantly queue up and just be
just raising the bar for DMs everywhere, but also the cast raising the bar for role players everywhere because it's almost unfair because they're all like, I think every single one of them is a voice actor, right? Or just some, pretty much all of them.
I don't know if Marissa,
I'm not sure, but almost all of them do acting in some voice kind of thing.
Yeah, they're all voice actors.
It's hard to beat that, but
and so I've watched a few. I never finished season 1. It was too long, whatever. I never got it. I wasn't into D&D as much back then. But the quality from that season to this season is amazing. The people who put that show up and make it a thing is just the cameras, the audio, the sub, screens, just switching back and forth. Just the commercials in between the breaks were awesome. That's all them. It's pretty cool. Definitely awesome. That's amazing. Cool.
Absolutely amazing. Completely reinvigorated my love of D&D.
John immediately was like, I need some more shows, and I listed a few of them. I'll make a list for you. It's going to be hard to get into them because they're all kind of mid-season.
Like, I have committed every Thursday night of this year to that show now. It's
Yeah. So
don't ask me what I'm doing on Thursday.
We probably should have done this one first. Wednesday night, the Overwatch League kicked off last Wednesday night.
That's fine because they did it all the way through Saturday.
So
Overwatch League, the professional competitive league,
12 teams,
with home-based cities, which is a first for all of esports.
Yeah,
I do believe it was definitely the right choice.
Yeah,
because I mean, Overwatch is a big game. There's a lot of players. It's very well loved.
It's perfect for the thing too.
But to kind of really just put it out there, making the Pro League have every single team is based in a home city. So it is the Dallas Fuel. It is the San Francisco Shock. It is the Boston Uprising. So having a home city just makes it that much easier to
get behind a team.
Because they're right there. I love that city. Or I know that player, and I know that player too. I like that color. Yeah. I'm gonna back that team. And also, I was making this joke in one of the chats that we're in. But for me, it's almost as important in a sport or in a competitive organization kind of thing to have a team to dislike as much as a team to like.
That's true.
And when you have Dallas and Houston in the same league, it's very easy for me to pick that and say, I'm going to go pro Dallas and anti Houston. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm all in on Overwatch League. And a lot of people are in on this because they had 400,000 people watching.
It peaked at like 475,000 viewers Wednesday night when it was the Dallas Fuel versus Seoul Dynasty, which at that time were arguably the two best teams. Dallas Fuel has actually gone on to lose their next matchup.
Shut
up. So Dallas is 0-2.
Shut up.
And
hey, you know who else is 0-2?
The Houston
Outlaws.
And they play Wednesday.
Yeah.
So so what's going on is 12 teams. It's group stage right now. I think they'll play each team once, and determining the top 6 teams go on, with the top 2 division leaders and the other 4, and then they'll go to stage 2. And I don't know how stage 2 is set up yet. I didn't read that one.
Yeah, I haven't looked into the exact format.
It's kind of like it's going to be like.
But it is
soccer.
It is 4 or 5 stages and then playoffs. And when you're starting with 12 teams, I don't think they're going to eliminate that many teams that quickly.
Oh, okay. They might have been.
Unless I misread the website.
I'd have to go look at it again.
But it's pretty cool. Just
right now, it's Seoul Dynasty has actually they're not the top, but Seoul Dynasty has 2 wins. Technically, they're literally the same team that has won the last 2 Apex championships of Overwatch. So
they've basically been the best professional team in that game since the game launched.
Yeah.
But that's cool. What else we got going on here? A lot of video game news actually. We got. Yeah. Well, we had one D&D bit in there, but coming back into it with video games. We got 2 major award shows coming up fairly soon. That is a huge peak, by the way. But
My bad.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
So we got 2 award shows coming up. We had the Game Developer Conference Awards and the DICE Awards, which is by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. Mm-hmm. These are both, along with like the Game Awards, these are 2 of the other big Game of the Year type award shows. So they've announced their nominees. GDC is happening on March 21st, and I kind of want to first run through who the big leaders as far as who's got awards or nominations. Zelda and Horizon Zero Dawn are kind of leading it for GDC with 6 awards each, or 6 nominations each. Nier, Mario Odyssey, PUBG, Cuphead, Hellblade, Night in the Woods. They're all coming right behind that, but they're all getting a lot of respect and a lot of nominations.
It was a good year for games.
A lot of it really was.
Their game of the year. Yeah, go ahead.
So speaking of which, that's what we're going to talk about later on.
Yeah, we're actually going to go into that. Our individual game of the years. For the GDC, we had Zelda, Nier Automata, Mario Odyssey, PUBG, and Horizon Zero Dawn get the game of the year nod. All its nominees.
Jeez, that is a very good.
For the DICE Awards, we have Zelda and Horizon both lead the pack there. Horizon has the most at 10 award nominations, followed by Zelda, Cuphead, Uncharted, Hellblade, all kind of getting a nod as well. Uncharted actually not really well noticed here. If you notice, Uncharted Lost.
Oh, the Lost Collection? Or?
Yeah, Lost, whatever it is. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know because I don't know Uncharted that well.
I know it's.
But you noticed that it wasn't given that much of a nod here in the GDC. And if we go to the Game of Year nominees, we have Cuphead, Horizon, PUBG, Zelda, and Mario. If you compare this all back to what the Game Awards have, everyone nominated Zelda, Mario, PUBG, and Horizon, and then you swap in either Nier, Persona, or Cuphead. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good year for gaming. And that was the main reason why I was like, I want to catch up on games, because it was I have such a backlog that I'm just it's hard for me to just like, oh, that was a good game, I'll skip over it because this one fulfills that need. It's like, no, all the Game of the Year award nominations was just like amazing, and I just like, I don't have enough time that I can't be in two places at once. I want to play this, I want to play that, I want to play this. It's just and that's also because there's a new console that launched last year. It was crazy year for games.
So we got DICE coming up on February 22nd, GDC coming up on the 21st.
And there's a dog in the background.
I don't know if he's that audible. I can't see the peaks whenever he's yelping, but it's fine. Just let him do his thing.
Next up, we got movies. So Fox, I believe it's Fox. It might be Disney now because Disney bought Fox. That was another thing that happened. They announced a Kitty Pryde movie. There's no details yet. They just announced it. I believe it is the same people. Let me look it up right quick. That had... that did Deadpool. Sources confirmed this: Tim Miller of Deadpool fame is hard at work developing a solo movie for the famous facing member of the X-Men, Kitty Pryde, to potentially direct. I'm excited for that one. Kitty Pryde was also always one of my favorite X-Men. I thought it was pretty cool. Maybe they'll get what's her name to do it again. I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name either.
Oh my god.
Who?
The girl who played Kitty Pryde in X-Men movies.
Oh, Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Was it Ellen Page? Really?
It was Ellen Page.
Yeah.
She got married recently.
Yeah.
So that, I think she played it perfectly. I think she fit the role. It'd be cool if they got her back. I don't know if they are going to do that one. But I'm excited. That's pretty cool. I'm hoping they bring out some more, like, side X-Men movies. I know they're doing... They have the Dark Phoenix one coming out this year.
Yeah, they also have Dark Phoenix.
Which...
We also have Deadpool 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out this year. And the next one that's coming out, Deadpool 2, and Black Panther is about to come out. And it set a record for the... I don't know if it's overall, but at least for Marvel... The most pre-sale tickets sold.
Which is funny. I didn't even know they were on pre-sale.
Which is insane.
And now that I know, I'm probably going to buy them.
Because that outdid, any of the Avengers, which I think would have done, well, Guardians of the Galaxy, all that stuff, Black Panther, and all the trailers, it just got me hyped. The movie looks just amazing. The costumes, I'm excited for this one.
And it's got Michael B. Jordan in it. So
it does.
As soon as you attach him to anything, people are going to line up to come watch the movie as well. Not saying that the movie's not going to be good on its own,
I think the movie's going to be
it is a really wise choice grabbing him because he's a good actor.
I think Marvel has figured out their formula for most, all the ones. And this one I feel is going to be more serious, kind of like Winter Soldier. How Winter Soldier got super serious and super... spy espionage type of thing, and it was Winter Soldier is probably my favorite Marvel movie out right now. Haven't seen Thor Ragnarok yet.
That might change when you see Thor Ragnarok. That's all I'm saying.
See.
That's all I'm saying. Also, there's they have New Mutants coming out. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer for that at all. It's going to be the horror movie in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. I heard they're actually trying to reshoot a few things.
Yeah. They actually gave them, I think, till next year.
Yeah.
And the director is going to pretty much...
Which I need to watch.
You should watch the trailer. The trailer actually looks really good.
Try to find a way to watch Inhumans and The Gifted. I think those are the two other ones. I heard Inhumans was kind of...
Inhumans just looks so bad.
Yeah. Anyways. Next up, the main thing that we've been joking around. We didn't go to PAX South. It's in the next town over for Noe and I. 2 towns over for John. It's a local con. It's PAX. It's only their 4th year to do it.
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years to do South. It's definitely grown.
It definitely has.
The board, at least the board game
I really wish you guys had gone the second year because that's when Protomen were there.
Yeah. I know I went the first year and there was literally only like 1 or 2 board game companies there. But now it's a lot bigger, a lot more board. And the room, and I know people, I think Drew was saying that people had to wait like 2 to 3 hours to play video games. And in board games, you just go out there and play because it was this huge room. I thought it was pretty cool. CES Blackout, y'all can talk about that because I didn't read up anything.
Yeah, I think Noah's the only one that knew about it, actually.
Oh, yeah. I just thought the CES Blackout was really funny just because like a lot of the companies were just tweeting out like, introducing, like Intel is like introducing the new thing, Blackout TM, like they TM'd it and everything, and it was just really funny. Everybody was just making good spirit out of it. Nobody, nothing bad happened. Nobody decided to start breaking stuff because when you have something
running
like
off with
running off with things. Like everybody just kind of took a break, and then when it came back on, they just continued. I thought that was just good to mention.
And on a more serious note and kind of scary note,
Hawaii blew up.
Yesterday.
Yesteryear.
I don't know what time, but Hawaii received
last day.
A take cover. There is a nuclear missile coming.
Things are scary, yo.
And it took like 30 plus minutes for them to say false alarm. So I can't imagine how scared people might have been. I was kind of scared. It's like, oh shit. And then I was on Twitter when it happened. People were like, no, it's a false alarm. I'm like, that's crazy that I learned from Twitter. I didn't just read the first one. I tried to read multiple sources. And like, oh no, it's definitely a fake thing. What's going on? That's just scary.
Even if it was a false alarm for 30 plus minutes, people thought they were going to die.
And it was apparently a shift change, and they pressed the wrong button. And I believe the person who accidentally did it got fired. I don't know. I have to read that again.
Well,
I mean, if it was like an accidental button press, somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, probably. Well, anyways, everyone's okay. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
We're all safe.
And now we can go on to our topic of today.
Topics, plural.
Topics.
There's kind of 2 of them that we wanted to talk about.
And they kind of go hand in hand.
More or less, yeah. So we kind of want to go over. We've been saying it all podcasts. We've said it 2 or 3 podcasts before this as well. 2017 was a very, very good year in gaming.
Yes.
So we're going to kind of talk about, maybe not necessarily the game of the year, but at the very least, our game of the year for 2017. And we're also going to go into, it says the first podcast,
exactly.
Hang on.
I can't speak.
Hang on.
I forgot to mention I was also playing KOTOR because I'm super into D&D and Star Wars. And
yeah, he's working fine.
And, like the fake languages that are going on there. Sometimes they get stuck in my head, so I'm just going to pretend I'm a Twi'lek for a little bit.
What John is trying to say is that I mentioned this, and I thought it was a good topic. I don't know if y'all have actually done anything or chosen anything.
It's the new year.
New year. New me. No. New year. We're doing gaming.
Yeah, by the way, since it's New Year, new me, I'm off the podcast, guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
New year, I thought it was pretty cool for me to do. I'm going to try to do it at least. Gaming resolution. It doesn't have to be strictly video games. I mean, this is
gaming in general, because that's probably one of the biggest things that we do is we play games, board games, and video games. Yeah.
So let's start off with game of the year.
Actually, before we kind of get into that, it's just mentioning the awards or all the nominations that we did a second ago, and now going into our game of the year. Is there a sort of like an out there game of the year type process or establishment or award for tabletop games? Or is it more of like individual?
They do the German one, the Spiel des Jahres, which is a game of the year. They have 3 different categories. They have game of the year, kids game of the year, and like super intense. Like I don't speak German, so I can't pronounce it. It's the Spiel des Jahres, the I don't know. I can't pronounce it. It's basically
it's all phonetic. You pronounce every letter.
It's pretty much kids game, family game, strategy game of the year. I have a few of the ones in the past years in there. So they do that one. That's the most. They also do I think the Dice Tower does Game of the Years and all that stuff. So they have other different smaller ones, but the most prestigious one is a Spear to Zaris. They have a logo. The game gets printed, the logo on there. It's pretty cool.
I wonder... I'll start looking into it in a little bit here, but you can go ahead and kind of go on with... I guess we can kind of start talking about our Game of the Years, our video Game of the Years, because I'm now super curious, and I'm going to start looking into the board game version of this.
And I didn't play enough board games this past year to
have a nomination.
This past year, a lot of stuff was going on, a lot of moving parts, so I wasn't able to sit down and play a lot of the newer games. I got a new job. A lot of personal stuff's happened, so I was just like, I couldn't. Because board game, while it's fun, it takes a lot more time than just sit down and play a video game. There's
definitely a bigger time buy-in.
So,
which is weird because I think that's part of the magic of board games.
No, it's you sit down.
Right. But like, I think that's what is great about it.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's just it's a lot more investment. I started playing more D&D this past year. Played a lot of D&D. Anyways, Game of the Year. Man, was it a year of games. Yes, games came out last year, and it was a year. I don't know where to start. I didn't play a lot.
Buying time to try and figure out which one he was going to say.
I don't know. I'm still trying to... I played a lot of games. I didn't play all the Game of the Year, so this is just personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I have to go with Zelda Breath of the Wild. I didn't play Persona 5. I haven't played Horizon. I don't know if those would change it. I played Mario. I didn't play Nier. And there's other ones. But man, Zelda was just... It made me excited again. Like...
there's this level of just kind of returning to like that childish like state of wanting to just explore.
It wasn't even that, because this is the first time Zelda's ever done anything like this. That is the thing. They tried an RPG type of thing, and Zelda 2 for the NES was very RPG heavy. Right. And I say RPG, Breath of the Wild didn't really do like a big RPG type thing. But they tried open world. Zelda 2 was kind of open world, not really. But the first time they did open world. And it was just, man, it had a few flaws. I'm not going to doubt diss that, but man, the greatness of the game outweighed those flaws big time. It was, I put in 120 plus hours, and I haven't done that on a single player game in a long time, aside from Animal Crossing, but that's just in Pokemon, I guess. But those are still kind of multiplayer. Breath of the Wild was purely single player, and it was just amazing. And as the sad thing is, there's probably plenty that I haven't done. I can probably go start up and put in another 100 hours on that same save file. I want to go back and put in for the Master Quest version, so everything's harder, which will be totally fun. But man, the combat was smooth. It was amazing. The controls were great. The visuals were awesome. The bosses were awesome. Voice acting in a Zelda. What? Other than hey look, hey listen. That's just what voice acting. And I went in and listened through all the voices and all the languages. Awesome. I don't know. I was just messing around with that one.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Cooking, seriously, you can cook shit.
Honestly, I haven't made anything else other than 5 mighty bananas.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing.
What else do you need?
Exactly.
I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Instead of hearts, you cook stuff. You can climb everything, which sounds like, that sounds stupid, but go back and try to play a adventure game and climb, and you can't climb something and it makes you mad. Zelda broke me right there.
I've literally spent like an entire day of just exploring. Climbing.
You can just do that stuff, and then there's collectibles that can. There's so many collectibles. There's let's beat the boss with no champions beat. It's just crazy. The DLC was I thought it was good for $30. You got 2 different DLC. I haven't beat them both. Got everything in both. The second one, I did get the motorcycle. It's kind of weird, but whatever. The boss fight at the end was really awesome. The fights were. I mean, the game just had everything that I wanted in a Zelda game that I didn't know I wanted. That's what it had. This Zelda had stuff I didn't know I wanted in a Zelda game, and it did it perfectly. So that's my game of the year.
Nice.
What
you got, Noe?
So I've literally not beaten it. A lot of the games that have come out in the past year.
Fired.
I've started most of them.
We'll be right back while Noe goes and beats them.
Right. I don't know. I don't doubt that Horizon is like a great game, but the time I put into it, I don't know if it was just the timing. I couldn't get into Horizon. I kind of ended up putting it down and not picking it back up, which I'm going to pick back up and play. I need to, because I feel like I haven't really gotten to see what that game's about. But if we're going to go with my personal game of the year, you guys already know what I'm a big fan of. And they finally did it right. They finally made a Sonic game worth being a Sonic game.
Oh, Sonic Forces?
No.
Or,
how dare you?
How dare you? I don't even like Sonic, and I'm offended by that.
I don't know what
Sonic Mania.
Oh, Sonic Mania, yeah.
Like, they finally realized like how to make a modern 2D Sonic game. Like, each level is so unique and different with everything, the aesthetics, the bosses, or the enemies, and there's a rhythm to each level too. The game knows when to slow you down and make you explore, and when to let you go flying at 1,000 miles an hour through the level, letting you have your fun. Like, that game has been such a great experience. On that, I think I've already put almost 100 hours into just playing over and over again. That's usually what I end up doing. I end up playing that or Shovel Knight when I'm at work. And I can't put Sonic down. Sonic Mania has been the Sonic game I've been asking for a long time as a Sonic fan.
Interesting. So is Sonic Forces just bad?
It's just bad.
Okay.
You can.
I thought Sonic Mania was just like a collection of all of them.
No, Sonic Mania is a brand new game.
Interesting.
Made by the people who were making fan games of Sonic.
Oh, I might just have to check that one out. Oh, I guess
yes,
another news thing. We're talking about old games. They announced a new Mega Man. It's like a 2.5D. It looks. I think they're just like Mighty Number 9 was bad, so let's make it. And it looks pretty cool.
Can we not talk about Mighty Number 9?
I'm gonna get it. It looks really cool, but yeah. So that's an interesting choice. I didn't even think about that. I didn't play it, so.
Honestly, it was really between Sonic Mania and Cuphead for me, and they both easily could be my personal favorite. It's just Sonic Mania hit that itch that I've had for a while for a good Sonic game. Like, it is a fantastic game, and the mechanics. Each level also has a different mechanic that's new and different to the game that you have to learn and use, and it's so good. You guys haven't really dove into Sonic Mania, please try to give it some time.
Interesting.
But that's my pick.
And John?
So, at the time of its release, and through the following months, 2 or 3 months after it was done, I was pretty adamant that I was also going to say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as the game of the year. There's no doubt in my mind that it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It kind of reinvigorates the series. It does new things that the series has never done before.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually probably going to revolutionize a lot of games that we're gonna see in the coming years. Yeah, we've already got the open world thing that's happening with everything, but you don't really have that aspect of you can go anywhere in that game. So it's kind of gonna do new things for it, and out of that respect, it's probably gonna go ahead and get those Game of the Year awards. It outsold the system that it was released. One of the systems it was released for, because the system was underproduced for the game for the game itself.
So people were buying copies of the game before they even had console. It
was outselling the Nintendo Switch.
Is that because it was also released for the Wii U? That's the thing.
Yes, it was on both systems. Yeah. But its Wii U, its Switch versions were outselling the Nintendo Switch early on in its life.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because they came out right together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was hard to get the Switch initially. But as time goes on, I have to think about the other games that I played throughout the year. I played Persona 5. I played Horizon Zero Dawn. I played Nier Automata.
Out of all three of us, I think you played most of the games that came out.
Yeah, no, most of the games that came out this year, I did manage to beat, especially in the first half of the year. Things slowed down for me after that.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey, I also played that. So, I mean, I played I also played PUBG, so I've played pretty much every Game of the Year nominee contender type thing for all of the major award systems, except Cuphead. I haven't beaten it yet.
Cuphead is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I played like an hour of it. I just need to go back and go ahead and beat it. But I've at least experienced all of those games.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why PUBG's on the list.
It's not
that's
all discussed.
I'm sorry.
Because it has.
Granted, I have had fun with that game.
Yeah.
But it's not complete.
Because you know how many people have downloaded and played it?
It is. In all respect, it is a huge game, and that's why it's getting nominated. As time goes on, I kind of think about what I experienced with it. I either rewatch it or I replay it or something like that. And just by going back and watching stuff from Persona 5 and going back and watching stuff from Nier Automata and watching the stuff that's coming out for Horizon and playing PUBG again and giving it another shot or whatever, and going back through all of these games, I'm like, all of these have a little bit more life, a little bit more length to them. Zelda had about 100. I put in about 120 hours on Zelda. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's more life for me on some of these other games because they all did. Some of them did more stuff for me. Horizon not so much, so it's not going to be Horizon.
I think
it's not going to be Zelda because I personally don't feel like it has life beyond its first beating until you come back around 3 years later after not touching it, because then you can replay the game.
Because it had a lot of. The story wasn't 120 hours.
It's a whole exploration, and you can't really do exploration that close to each other and kind of re-experience it. Yeah. But Persona 5 was so awesome rewatching it, and I that's why I was asking you the other day if you had gotten a chance to touch it, because I am very likely when I go back home today gonna stop by your place first, grab that game, put it back in the console, and start going back through it.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna take 120 hours like it does on the first run. But the one I think that stands out to me the most is Nier Automata.
What?
Nier Automata is the best feeling game I've played in a long ass time. It might be the best feeling game I've played in a while. I think it feels better than Mario Odyssey, and I love the shit out of Mario Odyssey.
And see, I really couldn't get into Mario Odyssey. Like, it's fun. I was having fun playing it. It just didn't grab me like I was expecting it to.
That's exactly how I felt. I played Mario Odyssey and I said, I love this. And I got to the end and I beat it, and I know that there's stuff that I still need to do because there's another ending that I haven't seen because it has multiple endings. I'm not going to do it because I feel satisfied with where I'm at.
I never beat it because it came out at a bad time when work got busy, so I'd get home and just be...
Oh, I made the time to beat that game.
Yeah.
But Nier Automata, the first run-through felt good. It sounded good. It looked good. It made me cry several times. That game is intense. And initially when I played it, because I played Persona, Nier, and Zelda all back to back, because I knew they were going to take certain amounts of time.
Yeah, John wouldn't come out of his room for.
I played nothing. I did nothing but play those 3 games for about 3 months.
We actually didn't hear from John for.
I crashed all the way through Zelda. I crashed all the way through Zelda, beat the story, so I could play Nier because it was coming right out, or it had just come out.
It came out.
Got all the way through Nier, and then got into Persona because I knew it was going to take the longest, and then went back to Zelda and finished it out, and then went back to Nier and played it a little bit more, and then rewatching it later, it's just. Nier does stuff to me. It feels amazing. It looks great. It sounds great. It's magnificent, and that is my game of the year.
Interesting.
I don't blame you as far as like the way how it feels. Nier feels damn near flawless. Like they are tight controls. The little I've played of it, it's been good.
And I'm saying every time I like look at it or think about it, I'm just like, I know I'm doing myself a disservice by never having played Nier 1, Nier Gestalt, and Nier Replicant, because it's going to add to the experience. But even without having played it's such an experience going through that game that it's just that is my game of the year, really. I do feel like it kind of got robbed a little bit by not being nominated, but one of these other shows, specifically the Game Developers Conference, has nominated it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. I personally wish Cuphead would get more recognition too, because that game is...
Which is also why it's got a nomination too.
Yeah, and that game is fantastic, and the time they took to to do the artwork. Like, if you go back and you fight the bosses that you fought before, their animation is different. Like, you don't notice it right away, but you can fight the same boss like 4 or 5 times and still not know what he's going to do outright. Like, you can kind of predict some things, but then it just changes. And not only that, but for Cuphead, they did the music they did for it. They did completely different like styles of music for it, but like each boss fight has their own boss music, right? But instead of doing just the set and just looping it, they do different variations of it. They change the tempo, they change the timing, they change a lot. So there's small variations of every song for each boss and for each area, depending on how you're going through it. And just that level of attention to detail is what makes me really like Cuphead as well.
Interesting. Neat. So Nier Automata.
So, Phil, your game of the year?
Zelda. Breath of the Wild.
Your game of the year?
Mine is going to be Sonic Mania.
And mine is Getting Over It with Bennett. With Bennett, whatever his name. No, it's Nier Automata.
So that's interesting. No. Three different types of games.
3 different types of games. 3 different games that are not quite like getting way out there. Okay, never mind. Zelda won for the
game. Yeah, Zelda's up there, but same thing with Mania.
And see, that's the thing. Go ahead.
I also wish Sonic Mania would get more recognition because the game is fantastic. You want a really good 2D platformer
And the thing is that the Game of the Year awards, I would not be mad if any of the other nominations won, because it was such a awesome pool of games this year that came out this year that it's like, oh, Mario Odyssey won, that's cool. Oh, Persona 5, like I watched you play it. I watched you play it for a good while that one day and another day I think, and I was like, man, that's makes me want to play a JRPG again, and I was like, that I don't mind. I haven't seen Nier, so I haven't Nier. I'm going in blind. Horizon, I've seen enough that I want to play it, and so I'm just any of those win, I would totally be okay.
Oh yeah,
great game for years. I'm probably gonna be. If I had not beat all of these, I would be kicking myself.
Yeah,
but there's still others that I haven't touched yet, and there's still more that I gotta go out there and play. I haven't touched Destiny 2. I haven't touched Wolfenstein. I haven't touched...
there's
other ones.
That's another really good game, Wolfenstein. I
haven't touched Rabbids yet, Mario and Rabbids.
Man, last year also had Assassin's Creed Origins, if you never played Assassin's Creed game.
And people are saying it's reinvigorating the franchise.
Yeah.
It's a huge year.
And I find that hard to believe because I personally walked away from Assassin's Creed after 2 and its DLC. And to hear that Origins is actually good, I'm just...
And the combat is completely different.
Yeah, no, they're saying it's great.
Because I played.
I might have to play.
It's a good time to come back in.
I haven't played all the Assassin's Creed, but I played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Syndicate, 4, the ship one, which I think is 4.
Black Flag.
I played most of the Assassin's Creed game, and this one feels so much different. The other ones have been similar. Oh, this mechanic is a little different. Assassin's Creed Origins. They revamp. It's pretty cool so far. And I've only played 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours on it. Because I just had to sit down. I was like, if I get into this, I will not do anything else for a long time. Because it's supposed to be pretty long and the map's supposed to be pretty big. And I also want to play it on the Xbox One X because it's made for the Xbox One X. And even the new Call of Duty World War II.
They're saying it was really good too.
Was pretty good. And I have that one. And I beat the campaign. It was really good. The multiplayer... Not a big fan of Call of Duty multiplayer, but I just wanted to try it.
Also, I guess I got 2 for honorable mentions. Games that still kind of stood out to me. Resident Evil 7 was
that
another.
That did come out this year.
There's another
Yeah,
it came out. That was another change to the franchise, to the formula, and
not change, more revert back to this is fucking scary game.
Yeah, there you go. And that one's a good game. I need to finish that one. I got pretty far in it, and I also need to finish Prey. I think Prey is a good game as well.
I never finished Resident Evil 7 because I cannot play this by myself because I had it dark and had headphones. You have to play that one with headphones if you want the really the good feeling.
Yeah.
And it gives you it makes your hair stand up. It gives you bumps. It was scary, and the sounds, and I jumped so many times in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. I was just like, fuck, just yelling. This is a bad podcast. We're gonna have to put the. Well, yeah, it was just.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it was
we
scary.
should be good.
Like I said, this entire past year was just amazing for games.
So, there's one other thing I want to ask you guys, just because why not? We did what we thought was our game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
How about we do what you thought was the most disappointing game that you?
Oh man, that's interesting.
I wouldn't say most disappointing game. The game that everybody liked, but you didn't like as much.
I guess that's one way you could put it.
And mine, I know mine. I loved Mario Odyssey. Did not like it as much as I thought I would, or everybody else did.
I don't know. It sounded like I kind of made a knock against Mario Odyssey, and I do like that game, and I do think it's one of the best Mario games. It's not my game of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna if I get a chance to vote for game of the year, and then I'm not probably gonna knock it. I'm not disappointed with it, but
I'm not disappointed with it. It's like I grabbed it and I'm like, this is cool. It feels right, but it
I don't know. I guess we can qualify PUBG.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's getting nominations for Game of the Year in this calendar year.
I mean, you can say disappointing, or like I said, the game that everybody loves or likes. Then
I would probably have to go with PUBG because it's not complete, man. It's not finished. Oh, I had fun. Don't get me wrong. I had fun, but it's not complete. It's not finished. You shouldn't be nominated. I don't know. I guess that's what I would say. What do you got?
For me, it would be. I guess it would go for both categories. Disappointing, that everybody likes. Shadow of War. Shadow of War really.
I forgot that come out.
Shadow of War is really disappointing because they put in a lot of artificial difficulty to make you buy the loot boxes that they have. Because it's got a loot box system in it now.
I didn't play it because I heard it was bad.
Yeah, and then that's why. And I decided
Battlefront 2.
Oh, Battlefront 2! Look at that! We couldn't think about it because we were actively pushing it out of our minds. It's Battlefront 2, absolutely.
And I have enjoyed it mainly because I've been playing with my brothers and a friend of ours, and it's fun.
But you can tell that they built it around that loot box system.
And that's not what bugs me. It's just that the campaign, the story was cool. I like the DLC that they released when The Last Jedi came out. Mm-hmm. But there's certain modes that you want to play with, just like I want to do a co-op something, not just multiplayer. Like I kind of stayed away from the 20 on 20 or whatever it is because some of the levels lag really bad. So I went to the 8 on 8, and that's actually really fun. I've had fun, but I know it wasn't as breathtaking as I thought it was. I changed mine from Mario Odyssey to Battlefront 2. Changed that.
Okay.
Nice little question you threw in there, dude. Props.
I mean, it just because we had so many good games come out. There's
got to be a bad game,
and even the bad ones, like I said, Battlefront 2.
It plays amazing. There's just a lot of bad stuff in there.
It wasn't a terrible game. It's just. I said the Battlefront 2, yeah.
It's just disappointing. Yeah. It was the absolute correct.
Oh, we also had For Honor this year. Jesus Christ.
Was that this year? I feel like it was last year.
2017, it says.
Huh. Wow, that's surprising.
I think it's because it died so quick.
That's what it is. Oh my god, that's what it is.
It died faster. Oh, not as fast. I was going to say it died faster than No Man's Sky, but no, I think it lasted.
No Man's Sky actually came back, man. People are on that game.
Are they really?
Yeah,
because they changed the entire thing, didn't they?
Yeah, it's essentially Minecraft in space.
Yeah.
That is how you do it.
But yeah, I would say like that. Freaking Tom Clancy's Ghostland was also personally disappointing. Because it is pretty much like what you saw, like mechanics you saw in other games, but worse, put into a game.
So yeah, that's our game of the year, most disappointing game, blah blah blah.
I got another wrench to throw in the cogworks here.
Sure.
Because while we were talking about stuff, I was Googling stuff, and I have my board game of the year now.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't play that many, and it took a lot of research to figure out what actually came out because holy crap, a lot comes out.
I think they said
a year.
I think said like 3,500 games came out this year.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to look through an entire list of 3,500 games, and there's no way I'm going to play that many. But I did play Whitehall Mystery, and I like
which one?
hidden movement games.
Oh,
Whitehall Mystery.
Yeah, the new.
Yeah,
so
there's a slimmed down version of Whitechapel.
I can make a quick kind of game. So Dice Forge was fun. Road to El Dorado was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played the Pandemic Legacy 2, but I'm sure that would be up there. Gloomhaven got reprinted or whatever, and I know that's a big thing. Charterstone is supposed to be pretty cool. There's Sagrada, I think, came out last year. There's a bunch of cool games that came out last year for board games.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just me.
That's the one I saw on the list, and I was like, I had fun with that game, but I am a little bit biased towards hidden movement stuff because apparently I'm good at them.
So you noticed that you played Memoir 44 with me.
Yes.
That game is pretty old.
Mm-hmm.
They are coming out with a new expansion for it.
Really?
Type of thing. Yeah, it's I forgot what front it is or whatever. Memoir 44, if you don't know, is a war game that does all kind of World War II and all kinds of everything. So they're coming out with a new one, and it's a pretty old game. I say pretty old, like early 2000s, 2000, mid 2000s. It's over 10 years, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's board games. I can make a better list. I didn't play not nearly enough board games last year to make a definitive list. But onto the next part of the topic is something I kind of threw around at John and you.
And then it hit me in the face, and I said, "Ow!"
Basically, New Year gaming resolutions. I've never done one. You did one last year.
I did do one last year, so I guess I could kind of kick it off.
I mean, you don't have to do. Like I said, this isn't us doing one. This isn't.
But yeah, like the one I had last year was.
Probably what I'm gonna
trying to play more games and generally setting the limit for myself to play and complete a game for every month of the year.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, if I fall behind on March or whatever, then I just have 3 games by the end of the year. Turned out that by the end of June, July, I was already at 8, but then it kind of tapered off from there. I did plan to take a break for a little bit and then get into some smaller stuff. That didn't happen. Mario Odyssey did come around there, so I beat about somewhere between 7 and 9 games last year, which is way more than I have done in the years before.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a little resolution I had for myself. Didn't quite get there, but I did play a lot more games than I previously had.
And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do this year. Not just for video games. I'm also going to try to play more D&D campaign. Maybe get into a campaign that I don't have a DM. Hint, hint. Ow, ow.
All right, fine. I got an idea actually, but I just don't know how to DM.
Play more board games, which is I work for a board game company and I don't play a lot of board games. It's hard. But mainly play. Try to beat more video games.
Well, with that, it's like asking a guy that works at a cantaloupe factory, "Hey, do you like cantaloupe?"
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Because I've already started January. I beat Mario & Rabbids, and this is going to be new games. New games to me, like I said, I have a bunch of games that came out last year that I want to beat. Mainly because I don't want to have to buy new games because I don't always have the income to buy, drop $60 on a new game to beat it this year. So I'm going to try to get Persona 5 for cheap. I already have Horizon. I'm going to try to beat that. Maybe Nier. I don't know. I have to read up more on Nier because I don't know if it's a game I would like.
Have you ever played Ninja Gaiden?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Well, it's very actiony.
Yeah, it's very similar in the way it controls too to like Ninja Gaiden.
But I picked up Mario & Rabbids and I beat that one a few days ago because I'm going to go back through it and just try to get everything. And this isn't 100% complete 12 games, but I'm going to try to do that same thing you did, like one a month. Especially in early months are kind of slow for us at work, and so I might have time because usually I get home from work and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. It's been 10 hours. I'm just going to pop on a stream and just, And it's going to work good for the Switch because I can literally pick it up, have a stream going, and pick it up and play it on the console and play it in handheld. And that's what I love about that system. It's one of my favorite systems ever. But that's my gaming resolution. Video games, board games. Like I said, just play more board games. I'm going to try to start Fridays evenings doing some board games. I gotta see what our D&D campaign group is doing because their schedule's kind of changed up, so we gotta figure out when we can play it for them.
Mm-hmm.
But we've played for a few months last year. We finished the starter campaign and we're going into another pre-made campaign. I do pre-mades because it's just easier and I don't have to make up everything. Mainly because we had 3 new players, and that's just easy for them to just that's already set up.
Right.
I'm gonna try to get in, and I'm actually another thing for D&D and for my painting itch that I've been trying to get. I'm gonna actually start. Usually, I just do a map, draw it out there in the map. They do that. I'm actually gonna try to build terrain and stuff for my D&D campaign.
All right. Sounds good.
Because I've always built the terrain for wargaming with Hunter and John. We've done a few war games, and I've always had fun more so building and painting the terrain than I did the actual miniatures, which is kind of funny. Usually it's the other way around for people. They like building and painting the miniatures. So I'm going to try to do more of that.
Something about literal world building is fun.
It is. It's pretty cool. It's a lot more complex. It's a lot like, I build this force. Like, you have to, and people get into it. They just do, political systems and class systems. And it's just, that is insane, and you have not just like, this world, but then you have to come up with a history. When did it start? When did Cataclysm 1 happen and when did something else happen? It's
and the funnest part is when none of that actually comes up because they didn't ask.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't matter because it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true and that's a most frustrating thing sometimes about a campaign. It's like, all right, this encounter is going to do this way, and my NPC, this important NPC is going to happen, and they're going to come in, and they either don't ask them, don't care about them, kill them. And you're like, crap. But then you just throw in a random NPC that's just a flower girl, and you're like, what's her name?
Juliet.
Shirley.
Juliet Temple.
Shirley. It's like, where are you from?
I know that one time we played the D&D campaign for everybody that was involved in the club. I think me and Hector just ran headlong into a cave when he was like, please don't
go in there. Let's go in.
And see, that's the thing. And I'm gonna try to, practice. I campaign, I DM. I can't do voices, and so that's the main thing. And I know I'm watching Critical Role just makes me self-conscious about it because I can't. Those are professional voice actors, so I know they're gonna do crazy.
It's gonna be top tier stuff.
But trying to bring your campaign that much more to life to get your players involved is pretty crazy, pretty intense. How that can bring it to life with them. So those are my gaming resolutions.
Yeah,
and watch movies. Watch more movies. I didn't go to a lot of movies last year.
See, I actually watched a fair amount of movies, so I'm good on that end. But for me, it's purely just video games. I did not play nearly enough video games or complete enough video games this last year. So I'm just going to kind of try, maybe kind of do what you did last year, John. Try to do like a game per month.
Kind of set that goal.
Yeah. And just because I want to play the games that have come out, because a lot of them are really good. And, not play Overwatch every night.
That happened to me last year. I had the Overwatch bug for about 8 of the 12 months last year.
That bug finally fell off of me when I realized nobody appreciates me picking a Tactor being competitive. Even though okay, look, listen, I've picked a Tactor and we've won every single game when I picked it, and they still complain.
They're gonna complain about everything. And I started playing this last competitive season that just started. I was like, I'll just be tanks, and I was because I got burnt out on Reinhardt because I played a lot of Reinhardt. And I'm tired of Reinhardt because no one stands behind my fucking shield.
Yeah, nobody stands behind Reinhardt's fucking shield
or I'm out damaging the DPS. Like, I'm frustrated, so I started playing Orisa. Orisa's fun. Orisa's really
great.
Fun.
I actually got reinvigorated in playing Diva. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because I hadn't picked her up. Is it?
No, she's fine.
She's really good. She is
like, you can be super aggressive with her now.
She is the most picked player other than Mercy. and Overwatch League.
And of course,
I think she might even be tied with Mercy because I think she's been in every single.
Yeah, that'll change soon enough, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've still been running Lucio mainly when I play competitive. That's just how I do it.
I mean, Lucio's fun.
I love playing Lucio, man.
Certain maps, he's fun.
Especially when you come up against like a McCree or something that thinks that they can take you out, and they miss with a flashbang, you boop them, and then you just fucking light them up.
Yeah.
Because the gun, like, they never realize how much damage you actually do with that freaking base gun.
Yeah.
It's great.
You just boot people off. Whoop, bye-bye. Whoop, bye-bye.
But yeah, that's pretty much for me, just playing more games that isn't like Overwatch and Sonic Mania. I got another wrench to throw in.
So,
even though I know you said you haven't seen a whole lot of movies, what is your movie of the year that you've seen?
Man, you got some freaking wrenches here, man.
It had to be Last Jedi.
Yeah?
I don't know. What movies came out this time?
Actually, Spider-Man Homecoming is really fucking good.
Was it this past year? I might have to say Homecoming then.
It was Spider-Man Homecoming was this past year.
But I really enjoyed Last Jedi. Man.
Unless Your Name was also, well, I don't know. Your Name was technically 2016, I guess.
Also, Wonder Woman was part of this year. So was Get Out. Dunkirk.
I didn't get to see that one. I told myself
Shape of Water.
Brick was my favorite.
Blade Runner.
Or Blight. What is the Will Smith one on Netflix?
Bright.
Favorite movie of the year. Right there.
Yeah. Logan.
Logan was a good. Oh, Jesus.
Baby Driver.
Oh, Baby Driver was fantastic.
Thor Ragnarok. War of the Planet of the Apes. It. Coco.
I still have to see Coco.
Yeah, I gotta see too.
You guys haven't seen Coco? Coco is fantastic. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I'm gonna go with Logan. I'm gonna say Logan.
That's what I also want. I want to track what movies I watch, so this list can be easier next year.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty easy for me. I haven't watched anything this calendar year yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and John Wick 2.
They're actually making a John Wick show.
Jesus.
And they're thinking about
that's
making
right. Valerian came out. I think I just backed myself into a corner.
Anyway,
I'm looking at all the movies.
Yeah, you worry about that because you watch movies. I'm just gonna say Logan and keep it easy for myself, man.
What
that movie did stuff to me.
So what was I watched it with some friends of mine, and one person didn't. Like, I knew who she was, what X23, whatever her name is. But I watched one that didn't like read comics or didn't know what it was. So when she pulled out her claws, she's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" I'm like, "You didn't know that?" Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that was my sister's reaction when we saw it. She didn't know anything about it, and so when she saw it, she was like, "What the?" Like when she saw the claws come out of her feet, she's like, "What the hell? Like what kind of like you don't know about it?" She's like, "No." And I went,
well, you're in for a treat because
after we saw that movie, I went home because I have Volume 1 of the all new Wolverine, which has got Laura as Wolverine in the comics right now, and I grabbed that and threw it at her, and I was like, "Read it."
Yeah. So what's yours? Resolution.
Oh yeah, the resolution. I guess if I'm gonna make one, I'm just kind of gonna. Originally, I didn't have one, but if I just gotta like pop one out of my ass here, then catch up, try some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Catch up and try some new stuff. Really, there's a lot of stuff that I hadn't touched from last year and from the year before that. There's a lot of stuff in my Steam library. There's a lot of stuff sitting on my shelf that I've bought and haven't installed and tried to play. So I mean, try and catch up on some of that stuff. Try some new board games, stuff like that. I guess that's what I would have to say. I really didn't have one set because I don't normally do one.
Yeah.
And the last time I did do one, I didn't complete it. But I got some good experiences out of it, so I might as well just.
There's another one I want to add to myself. I don't know if it's ever going to work because it's finding the time to do all this stuff. Is I want to try and read more books.
Just books.
And I might go the audiobook route because
it's good for the commute.
It's good for the commute, and it'll probably wake me up.
I don't have a commute anymore because I'm in town.
Yeah, you're way too close to YouTube work now.
I can't even get through a full song. Like I
can listen to half a CD on my commute because my commute's anywhere from 25 to an hour depending on what time I leave.
No, that's how I started getting through some. Like I've 5 or 6 or 7 audiobooks from Audible that I just trucked through them because commuting, all that time that it was actually having the long commute. Now I have a shorter one, but I still use almost all of that either for podcasts or for audiobooks.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's for.
Another thing, this is kind of just, it's not really a resolution, it's just something I want to actually find more people to support on Patreon. Like, does that make sense? Like,
that's an interesting
like content creators. I contribute to a D&D one. You know, the experience points plug for them that I showed you that video. They're trying to do season 2 and 2. I mean, it doesn't have to be $5. I'm just trying to find like 4 or 5 that I just throw $1 out there just to help them out.
Yeah, I've done that with Philip DeFranco, just because I like him as a person.
He does good content.
And does good content. And now there is the Valley Folk, the original team from SourceFed is coming back together.
Nice.
And they're doing the Valley Folk and they're asking for help. So I
threw
money at them.
Did that channel, or was it, was that one that broke up and the guy just tried to rebrand it?
No, this nerd, I think they stopped. Yeah, they rechanged it back.
They pretty much got bought by a conglomerate, and it became this. Long story short, it became a huge legal battle for Phil to just keep his own.
No, not that one. There was another one. Was it Nerd?
No, it was SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd.
Okay, yeah.
And so he essentially had to let those go. He couldn't keep those. Like, he couldn't take those with him. And so when they tried to rebrand it, they kicked everybody. Like, they fired everybody, hired whole new staff, and rebranded it.
And then they tried to keep
and then tried to use the same channel. Yeah. People backlash. They backed off the channel.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I know there's like, oh, we're going to do this. I'm like, no, you can't just get this many subscribers with new stuff. Like, that's not how that works. And I know as soon as that video came out, there's more dislikes than likes.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So neither of y'all have seen Thor Ragnarok, right?
No.
Correct.
Okay, so that's why you guys are picking Homecoming.
I didn't pick Homecoming. I picked Logan.
Oh, you picked Logan.
I don't know.
Okay, because if we're going to... Okay, we'll do it like this. As far as Marvel movies go, I would actually say it would be Thor Ragnarok at the top for the Marvel movie of the year. Like, out of the best Marvel movie is Thor Ragnarok, which is why I asked that question, because... And Logan is a strong competitor for that, to take it from it. And so is Homecoming. But I just feel like Thor Ragnarok does so many things right, and so many things unexpected you didn't think you would enjoy in a movie.
So here's the thing. I think I liked Logan more than Homecoming, but I would rewatch Homecoming more times than Logan, because Logan made me feel so a certain way that I just don't... Like, it's like, man, I don't want to feel that way, right? Like,
and you noticed the difference, and that's also something I picked for the Game of the Year, is the one that made me feel a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no, Logan, like, as far as, like, hitting the nail on the head, hitting a tough topic, as far as, like, not having a happy ending...
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. Like, we need more movies like that. Like, it's okay for things to not turn out right.
That's what Infinity War Part 1, I think, is going to have to do.
Yeah, exactly. And
there's going to be some death in that.
But the thing is, if they don't do it that way, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
I will be upset at that movie. But anyways, I think the movie that really does it for me, that I would say is the movie of the year, and it's because I'm a huge sci-fi fan, even more so than Thor Ragnarok, is Valerian. The new Luke Besson movie that came out. You guys need to check it out. It is the most visually stunning movie in the same tier as Thor Ragnarok, and it's just like really kind of campy, cheesy one-liners and stuff. It's from Luke Besson, the guy who made Fifth Element. Yeah. So you know it's going to be a good movie, and it was a good movie. It's got Cara Delevingne in it, and I can't remember who the other guy is in it, but that movie, I don't know, will just again it kind of just scratched that itch for me for like wacky sci-fi space adventures, and that's essentially what that movie is.
This past year was a good year for just any kind of media.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really was.
I can't even think of what...
We're pretty much changing this from Game of the Year chat to everything of the year.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know.
Because we've got other media things we can talk about.
Because if you go into movies, you have, for comic books, you have Thor Ragnarok. If you go for just space sci-fi, which Thor Ragnarok falls into, you have Valerian. If you want to go into just like grim action, you have John Wick. If you want to go into musicals, you go to The Greatest Showman. And also for romance, like you have a movie that hits every point. You want something crazy out there, you have Baby Driver. If you want animated, you have Coco. You want something scary, you have the new It.
Oh yeah, they also had speaking of Coco and animated movies, they had like a little teaser for Incredibles 2.
They did.
Yeah, they
that's
did.
right. It's
Only
coming out
like
soon.
10 years in the making.
And it happens right after the first one. No time has passed.
Yeah.
Oh, and you also have Blade Runner. I actually haven't seen the new Blade Runner. I need
haven't
to watch
either.
it.
Yeah, a lot of this past year was good stuff for just anything. Movies, board games had a lot of good games. Like from what I've read, video games.
Gloomhaven is apparently the number one on BGG right now. So
yeah, it passed Pandemic Legacy 1.
I guess go on. Sorry.
Which Legacy 2 came out this year.
Yeah, I can't really. I listen to a lot of old stuff, so I can't really say album of the year is CD.
Unfortunately, I haven't paid too much attention to music, so I can't say album of the year just yet. Unless I can cheat and check if Trico came out with an album, I'm automatically just gonna say it was album of the year.
Anyways,
I'm gonna go with Foo Fighters for album for music because they put out an album this year.
I can't say anything about it because I don't think I listened.
That album was actually really good, and I'm just gonna stick with like what John's doing right now. I'm sticking with my home plate, which is the Foo Fighters.
Wait, no, I've listened to this album a lot this year. I'm gonna say Trico.
Okay.
Trico 3 came out this year, so
that's fair.
It's a Japanese math rock band.
Yeah. So yeah, now this is like. So the bigger question now becomes, since we started throwing wrenches like this in it, and it's just media of the year.
It's everything of the year.
Everything of the year cast. Do you think it's going to keep going up from here into the new year, into this new year? Like, you think we're going to have another great year?
We're definitely going to have a good year of movies.
Yeah, I know we're having a good year of movies, but you think it's going to carry through for everything? Movies,
I think
comics.
we're going to have...
I think video games will not be the same.
No.
They won't be quite as strong.
It's going to have a good... Because there's... I don't think Metro Prime is coming out this year, but Metro Prime...
I don't think we have a date on it.
Yeah. It's going to have a bunch of good games. Like good, really good games, but not great.
It's gonna be. There's gonna be some monster titles out there. I mean, Last of Us is coming.
This year?
That's right.
No, this might be because Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out.
That's true. Like we have monster titles coming out this year. As a whole, I'm not sure if it'll be as strong a year, but there are some huge.
So I think there's gonna be less great titles, but more good, above average titles.
So it's gonna make our job easier at the end of this year.
Hey, I'm okay if it's the game of the year nominations are 3 instead of 5, man. I'm okay.
I'm probably gonna call it right now. Last of Us is gonna be my game of the year because I didn't like. I didn't play Red Dead Redemption 1, so I'm not too big into
Redemption.
And so is there any other games coming out this year that's gonna be like, oh shoot?
Monster Hunter is gonna be good for me, but
Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Never mind. This is gonna be a good year for games.
Yeah.
And that's the bigger question I wanted to ask is like, do you think it will still carry through? Because honestly, we're looking pretty good right now.
I think so because I think we're going back to it kind of goes in a circle as far as like great game or like waves.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're coming back to the very peak of something because we'll have years that are or disappointments.
Yeah, we get like 2 or 3 good things, and the rest of the year is kind of just.
Yeah, and I think we're at the top. I think we're on the way down though, maybe, or maybe
only time will tell, really.
Yeah,
or maybe plateauing.
Yeah, because definitely.
I mean, if it's gonna plateau at this fucking level, I am okay with
That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as if it plateaus, I'm okay with it.
There's also it's not a new game, but they're about to release the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, the remake.
Shadow of the Colossus remaster and Dark Souls remaster come out this year.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's a remaster because then they remaster it.
Yeah, they actually went in and like redid everything.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is redone in Dark Souls 1 is redone in Dark Souls 3's engine.
No, the Shadow of
the Colossus is remade from the ground up. Yeah, both of them are full on remasters.
And I think the Final Fantasy VII remake is this year.
I don't know if we have a date on it yet, but maybe.
I mean, it's been soon for like 2 years now, and that is the reason why I bought a PS4.
Hey, it was cheap that year.
Yeah, it was. I got
it
for less than $200.
Yeah.
It would have been more expensive to get it this Black Friday than last Friday.
It was because there's an error, but
hey. No, we don't talk about that, man. We got away with a sick ass deal on that.
Oh God. That was so good. I was like, John, get here now.
I just remember seeing the chat going, like, exploding. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, like, what the fuck is
I was
going on?
I was right by the place where they kept him. I was like, John, get here. You better get here. I'm going to try to block this and just hide.
Yeah, like, I was in bed when I got that message. I was like, I'm getting up. Gotta go.
Because at first you were like, no, I was like, no, dude, you're going to get another 25% off of that. He's like, okay.
Pants on, shoes on, hoodie on.
Out.
Let's go.
And I was just like, Holden's like, and I was checking out with mine, and one of the guys that worked there is like, yeah, I bought 4 of them and just going to give them out.
No
like,
way.
He bought like 3 or 4 of them. Because he had new people and just a gift for someone, his personal gift for someone, and he knew 2 people that wanted them, and they're like, give me the money, and let's do that. I was like, damn. Basically, we got a PS4, brand new PS4 Slim. Okay, but we got it for less than $200. So,
which is a deal.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else?
I don't know. What else?
Only other thing I can think of is comic books. All I can say is read Saga if you haven't read Saga. It's not this year, but read Saga.
I'll just say it because I know it's probably going to be my favorite one of. Well, wait, it came out. What's the release date on it? Is it
for Saga?
Yeah, for Saga 8.
Oh,
I mean, technically all the issues...
It came out this month.
Oh. Well, technically all the issues would have come out last year.
Yeah. So, yeah, you could say that.
Saga is really good. I'm not the biggest comic
really
fan, but I borrowed the first 6, and I read them, and I was like, I'm just going to read 1. We'll see how good this is.
Yeah, you read the first one, and then all of a sudden you're 5 in.
And then I was just like, Lee, give me the other 5.
Right.
And I was like, I'll give these back. You can stay out here for about an hour. I'll give these back to you right now. That's what it was. I was like, shit, it's really good. But I haven't read like the last 2.
So Saga is really good to read if you haven't read it. Low is a really good comic to read if you haven't read Low. Miss Marvel is probably the best comic coming out of Marvel right now. Like, there are others probably that are decent, like Nova, that are pretty good. But really, I feel like Miss Marvel is kind of the pinnacle right now.
I think they either set a date or a director or something for the Shazam movie.
I think so. They might have.
Can't remember what it was.
DC's rebirth of Titan Hunt into Titans and Teen Titans of the Rebirth series are really good.
Aren't they doing a live action Teen Titans?
They might be. I don't know if there's anything official yet for it. What else can I think of? There's always The Walking Dead. I mean, you can read The Walking Dead if you want. Trying to think of something else. Those are really the only ones that I've been keeping up with consistently. Those are the ones that I've liked so far. Yeah. I started reading Rebirth Superman. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, this past year was a very good year for
nerdy things. Are doing good.
Yeah.
And I hope that I think it's going to stay around this level.
That's what I remember.
What you got?
If you guys haven't read Moon Knight, the newest run, read it.
I don't know what that is.
Moon Knight is... So, people like to equate Moon Knight to Marvel's Batman, but he's so much more than that. He's not really Marvel's Batman. He's a lot different of a character. And for the first volume that I've read so far, you pretty much don't know who he is. Like, you don't know what's going on. I still don't know what's going on. Like, 4 books in. So, read it. It's a good read.
Okay, I'll look into it.
But that's all I got now. I'm done.
Before we go anymore. So this past year was great. We made some resolutions. We'll see if we can keep them. If you have any resolutions and you're listening to this on YouTube.
Or SoundCloud. It is on SoundCloud now.
Oh, I was going to say put a comment down below, but...
Yeah. There's comments on SoundCloud?
There is.
You can put a comment on...
just add us on Twitter or whatever. You know?
Or just
tweet us.
We might actually, do that and make an announcement on Twitter. But yeah, that was our Game of the Year resolution stuff that's happened the past month.
Everything of the Year.
Everything of the Year podcast. Again, like he said.
Everything of the Year podcast.
Drop those opinions if you want.
Yeah, listen to Trico.
Listen to Trico especially. Come find us on Twitter and come talk to us. If you can find the Rektfast Club on Twitter, you can find the rest of us. So
eventually.
Yeah, just hit us up.
Woo! Alright, catch you later. Now listen to this awesome outro thing that I use every time.